Besides the tens of schools closed and thousands of livestock stolen, the human loss in bandit-ridden North continues to grow every day unabated. In the last 40 days alone, 27 people, including 3 police officers, have been killed by bandits. Now, here's a breakdown of the deadly attacks within the time period stated. Now, on January 2nd, 2023, we had 2 girls killed in Ketut in the county of Elgeyo Marakwet. January 13th, 2023, we had 8 people killed in the county of Marsabit. Then on January 23rd, 3 people shot dead in a Marsabit attack. And January 27th, 2 people killed in Pora in the county of Samburu. Now, we also have February the 7th, that is where we had 4 people killed and 2 injured in Turkana East. And February 10th, 3 police officers and 5 civilians killed in Kainuk in Turkana County, which is just a point to remember that these are not just statistics, these are human lives. And we have 27 people killed in the last 40 days. 27 people killed in the last 40 days, which is a worrying statistic on the same. Now the question is, the bloodbath up north leading to loss of lives has become an all too familiar perennial issue, but it shouldn't be. The killings go unpunished as the bandits walk scot-free amid a stern resolve by the government to solve the issue, but seems to bear no fruit. The thorn in the flesh has seen leaders now call on the president to deploy the military to deal with the matter, while other leaders say the government is fighting a losing battle. And this comes even as the president a few months ago had said that there are plans to set up a military facility in the region, as well as many other pronouncements by the CS of Interior, as well as even the Deputy President earlier on speaking on the need to beef up the security in the region because of the concerns that have been raised here. Because when you listen to some of the Wananchi there, they are troubled. They are hopeless, some of them. Some of them would accuse the media of going to just get content, but they don't feel the value of it. So the question is, why is this so difficult to tame? And why is this becoming such a complex thing? Is there information that is not available to the public so as to ensure that we can understand, or the public, the Republic of Kenya, can understand the issues around this banditry? Melito Letenges now gives us that breakdown.
As bandits continue to escalate terror up north, the residents are at the mercy of the gun-toting criminals who sweep through villages and grazing lands, killing innocent people and driving away their livestock. The bandits are daring enough to even strike in most cases after the Interior CS has visited some regions. The loss of lives leaving a trail of desperation and hopelessness of putting an end to the killings among the affected people. In this Facebook post by Kipruto Barno, cousin to the late Tony Korir, who was shot dead by bandits in Baringo, Barno says, and I quote, "It is extremely painful to take. While his murderers are walking scot-free, Tony is now lying in a cold slab at a morgue with his blood crying for justice. His cousin, who was brutally decimated late last year by the same gang, is yet to get an iota of justice. How much pain and anguish can a family endure? Isn't this an insult? If this is not a crime against humanity, I don't know what it is." Efforts by the government to contain the situation are not yielding much fruit, as the bandits seem to overpower the government. The bandits have dared Interior Cabinet Secretary Kithure Kindiki, even in security meetings, lighting up smoke and trailing him with deadly attacks after security meetings.
Tunaomba kuanzia leo hii, Kindiki lazima aresign. Kwa nini? Amefail kutupatia sisi ulinzi kama wa Kenya. Sisi tunasema namna hii kama jamii ya Waturkana. Kindiki lazima ajiondoe. Hiyo ofisi hajatoshea.
The government has recruited Kenya Police Reservice to bolster efforts by the National Police Service. This is because of the reservice understanding of the terrain and how the bandits operate.
We have been able to recover in bits and pieces approximately 60% of the stolen animals from the 10 most affected counties. We must silence the guns in the north of our country. But in the short and long term, the government will roll out a Marshall Plan to open up this area with social and economic infrastructure projects such as water projects, road projects.
But local leaders in the affected areas feel that the situation is getting out of hand and the government should take the fight a notch higher.
Na senators, na MCAs, wakalishwe. What? Because most of the problems, 90% of the problems are created by the leaders themselves.
Chenye Kibaki alifanyia watu wa SLDF huko Mount Elgon, deploy the military of this country to deal with the bandits in this region the same way it was dealt in Mount Elgon.
It is sad to know that the government has abdicated that responsibility. Kwa hivyo, sisi tunaomba tu kitu moja. We want the military to be deployed in Kerio Valley.
What else can we do? To be known that we are human beings and we live in this area, and we've asked for home guards for years.
Others, however, are losing hope in the battle against bandits and putting an end to the menace.
Na tunaomba serikali waache kuzunguma askari, wacha askari wakae.
The quest for peace in Baringo, Turkana, Marakwet, Samburu and Marsabit has become elusive over the last 2 decades. No lasting solution has been reached by previous governments and the situation seems to be getting out of hand. The bandits' weapons are said to be more sophisticated and their movements are unpredictable. All eyes are now on Interior Cabinet Secretary Kithure Kindiki on what different strategy he will employ, even as the cry for justice by affected Kenyans get louder, albeit in the wilderness where the bandits roam freely. Melita Oletenges, NTV.